Welcome to TSU For Money, presented by Top Networkers Group. We want to get right into a couple of things that we think are going to help you make some serious money with TSU because it's a social network. Again, this is really a takeoff of our training from 2010, Social Networking for Money, which was created to help members of Top Networkers Group learn how to use social networking sites to find and develop leads. And this is an important topic because, again, we want you to watch Social Networking for Money so you can understand the difference between a lead and a prospect. Because when you're in business, that fundamental understanding will separate you from everyone else who's struggling. Just by understanding who your audience is, understanding who is actually a lead. Again, a lead is someone who's interested in what you have to share. You know, a lot of marketers that we deal with don't understand that not everybody's interested, right? Like they really approach this line of work as if everybody has to be interested. And this is what gets so many of their two problems. And so we want to help you be successful on the brand new TSU social network. This is a new social network that has launched. And I'm assuming that all of you who are watching this video are already on TSU. Okay, again, the purpose is not to give an overview of TSU. What we do want to talk about in this presentation is how to get 1,000 friends and 1,000 followers. I think this is very important to understand. On social networking for money, we tell you that you want to add friends. In fact, there are 5 basic questions that you need to be asking yourself whenever you're using social networks. And again, if you want to know what those 5 questions are, then make sure you watch Social Networking for Money, because again, those are the most important questions that you need to be asking yourself if you want to be successful in this line of work. And adding friends, adding people so that they can see what you're sharing is a vital aspect of using social networking sites. And again, I'll just reference Facebook for now, because for so many years, so many of us have been using Facebook. And it was really one of the first social networks, that got a lot of business people on it, and just, really, really drove the masses to using social networking sites. Today, we're looking at several social networking sites like Twitter, like Instagram, like Tumblr, and now TSU. Okay, so social networks in general, you always want to have a lot of friends, a lot of followers if it's Twitter or Instagram, right? Those are sort of the terms that they use for people who can see what you're sharing, what you're putting on a social networking site. And this is the entire key to business, to marketing, you guys. You want to build an audience, right? So again, Facebook has always limited people to 5,000 friends. That's your max audience. And most social networking trainings will tell people to max out the 5,000. And, we've always said that you really want to focus more on quality over quantity, you guys, because again, can you really get to know 5,000 people? Like really and truly, can you really handle that many relationships? And the answer is no. But it does give you a good number to be able to sort through people, to find people, because we're talking about a world with millions and billions of people on it. And really, you're looking for 3 to 5 business partners in most, network marketing and affiliate marketing programs. That's all you really need. And so again, having a network of 5,000 people that can see everything that you share, that's major, right? Now, just a real quick side note, we all know that the engagement on sites like Facebook is starting to dwindle. Fewer and fewer people are seeing your posts unless you're promoting those posts and paying and advertising to get your posts seen. So, TSU is a welcome new addition to the social networking world. And so we're going to breeze through a lot of this information but it's going to be so important that you take notes, that you rewatch this a couple of times. But we're going to, make this real simple for you in terms of how you get up to 1,000 friends and 1,000 followers on TSU. We're also going to talk briefly about how to invite people to sign up for TSU. Give you a lot of simple ideas, and this is really for people who are new to affiliate marketing and or referral marketing. This is sometimes one of the more difficult aspects, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it's because people make it more difficult than it needs to be. So many people, they're just too intelligent, right? They're just too smart, and I'm not being coy, I'm not being sarcastic there, I really mean it. Sometimes when people are inviting people, they just put too much on it. You know what I mean? And so we'll cover that, and we'll talk about that, as well as what is good content. That's how we're going to really wrap this thing up. Because as you see, when we deal with our very first topic here, how to get 1,000 friends and 1,000 followers, content is important, right? Now, again, this was pretty simple. The simplest way to get 1,000 friends and 1,000 followers is to add people, follow people. And again, some of you guys are making this thing way too complicated. Just add people, right? Add people. Use hashtags when you post stuff, because when you use hashtags, and use relevant hashtags when you post stuff, because other people who are posting stuff, who are following those hashtags, will find your information. And hashtags, again, this is something that is just, part of the social networking universe. Instagram uses hashtags, Twitter uses hashtags, Pinterest uses hashtags, Facebook is now starting to use hashtags. And so again, TSU has them as well. Use hashtags. This will help your content get seen and get found. And speaking of content is king. Write that down. Understand that. Brand that to your brain. Some of you who don't have anyone following you, who don't have any stuff, because you're not worthy. And you need to be real about that, you guys. Sometimes social media will give you that wake-up call that, oh man, I must not be posting anything worthy of a comment, of a like. And sometimes people just will look at your stuff and they won't comment on your stuff. It's just how folks are, right? Now, again, of course, what we love about TSU is that we get paid for those views. We're getting paid for all that traffic. So for those people who just look at your stuff, even if it's, some crap that they don't want to comment on or like or share, at least you're still generating content. And so we're going to save what is good content for the end. Okay. But the reason you want to get up to 1,000 friends, 1,000 followers is precisely for what I just said. You want those views. If you've got 10 people following you and 10 friends, then when you post something, the maximum of people that will be exposed to what you post is 20 people. Now, if you have the option of being exposed to more than 20 people, wouldn't you go with that option? Most of us would. But again, the problem with so many people that I see out here who are struggling, again, this one shouldn't be too hard, is they're simply not doing anything. They're not trying. They're not using hashtags. They're not creating any good content, and they're not adding or following people. They're not being proactive themselves. And again, I've seen people struggle in our line of work from not using Facebook properly, from not doing these things that we're talking about. And so when they share stuff, when they post stuff, no one sees it, right? So again, if you're a marketer, be smart, keep it simple, stop being too smart though, to where you don't do the simple things. Like get your audience up, build your audience, build your list, you guys. This is something that, marketers should be doing. Don't be selfish or self-centered. Okay. If you want followers, and we're sort of seeing this in the early stages of TSU, some spammers and some people who are new, who are desperate, I would say, and just don't understand that they don't have to, complicate it. Again, it's sort of an example of folks who are just being too smart. They're going around asking you to follow them, follow me, follow me. They're posting stuff that's really all about them, right? So I'm posting something about a lion and being the king of the jungle, and what animal do you identify with? And in the comment section, they're leaving follow me, follow me. And again, that's selfish, that's self-centered. No one wants to follow those people. TSU changed their terms up, made it to where if you're doing that stuff, you are in danger of being banned from the site. Again, it's just not a good way to go about using a social networking site. So you want to have this mentality of being other people centered. And this is just, again, fundamentals of the industry that we're in at Top Networkers Group. We're networkers, we're professional networkers. And this is the stuff that we teach you guys, that you got to stop being about yourself. And there are a lot of people, again, who I've worked with, who I've trained, who I've coached over the years. And I tell them how to use social networking sites, and they just refuse to use the social networking sites in this manner, where they are other people centered. Because again, this is so important. People are reciprocal. If you want people to follow you, you must follow them. If you want people to add you, you must be adding people. We are in a universe that is constantly about energy and what are we creating by what we are doing, what we are thinking, you guys. So keep that in mind when you're using social networks, and when you create a post, that post has power, potential, and so much, because there are others who are being exposed to it. And then even when you go on their pages and you leave a comment, that comment has power. And you want to make sure that when you're commenting on other people's pages, that you keep it about them. So if they're posting about a lion and being the king of the jungle, and what animal are you? Answer the question. What animal are you? This is simple stuff. Okay. But again, sometimes people complicate it. They think that doing it this way is actually going to harm them. And the truth is, this is what's going to help you. This is what's going to create that success for you in network marketing and building a network, because that's what all of us do. Again, regardless of what you choose to call it, that's what this profession is. When we talk about growing and building organizations and teams, right? It's all the same thing. When you're doing it, when you're out there recruiting and looking for people and prospecting, keep in mind what kinds of content you are posting, whether it's on your page or someone else's. Don't be selfish. Don't be self-centered. Be other people-centered. Look at your feed. And we just covered it. Comment on and like other people's posts. Again, excuse me. There have been so many people who I've worked with, trained and coached, who are so self-centered. Like they get online, they post stuff, but they never go to anyone else's page. They never really read the feed. They whenever they're on a social network, it's all about them. You know what I mean? And this is exactly that mentality that you have to get away from. Look at your feed, see what other people are posting, take some time. This is something that's great about TSU. Right now they have posting limits. And in a way, again, this is great stuff, but already there are some people who are doing it wrong. They'll reach their limits on posts, on shares, and then they'll just leave the site. They'll go back to Facebook or some nonsense like that, right? Rather than go through their feed, like other people's stuff, comment on other people's stuff, right? Because again, this is how you really start to really build relationships and bring people to you and attract people to you. You want to be active in the community, right? People on the community will then start adding you and sending you requests and following you just because they like the stuff you share, right? So again, lastly, I've kind of already covered it. Sorry to jump ahead. Make sure your comments are relevant to their post. Again, it's about them. Now, so when you're on someone else's page, it's about them. When you're on your page, it's about you. And we'll get more into that in just a moment. Feel free to check out the hashtag Let It Happen. Hashtag Let It Happen on TSU. and feel free to add relevant content to it as well. Okay. And let's talk about how to invite people to sign up for TSU. Now, just as I got through explaining the first point, this is extremely simple, but people complicate this, right? So here's the simplest way to invite people to TSU. Now, what I love about it is you can push your content to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I think they're working on Instagram still so that when the content is pushed there, it will have a link back to TSU, to your content, which is also an invitation for someone to sign up. Okay. Now, this works on Facebook, it works on Twitter. So, the simplest way to invite people to sign up for TSU is to post from TSU, right? You know, some of you guys may still have an attachment to Facebook, but you got to understand something. It's up to us to make TSU work. We have to use TSU. So far, it's pretty good. It's out the gate better than most ideas like it in the past, which makes it more like Facebook, more like Instagram, more like Twitter, than like one of the MLM or affiliate programs that we've seen in the past, because they're actually opening it up and tying it into current social networks, which is really the key to making something like this succeed. It has to appeal to all walks of life. And so in order for it to appeal to all walks of life, you have to continue doing what you've been doing for years on social networks and just share stuff, right? Share stuff and push that content to your other networks, to your Twitter, to your Facebook. And here's an extra thing that you can do in your spare time. You know, I have a Pinterest account. So I often take my post from TSU, right? I copy the URL and I might try to show you that at the end here. And then I will take that and put that link into Pinterest. And especially if it has an image or a video file, Pinterest will grab that media for me and it will allow me to pin my TSU posts. So again, if any of you know how Pinterest works, it's an awesome viral site. If people are browsing my boards and they see a post or a pin that they like, they may end up on TSU. Again, this is a strategy that most of us who are professionals use. Get your links out there, promote your stuff, learn where to put your links, put them there, right? Get them on these other places, on these other sites. And so again, if you're utilizing any other mediums, any other blogs or anything, feel free to share your TSU links there. I think that's pretty awesome how they have that part set up. Okay. But simplest way, use it. Just use it. Okay. Don't complicate it. I've seen a couple people get on here and ask questions. Oh, how do I get this thing to work? What is going on here? And I laugh. But again, I think we've all been there at some point in time, and asking questions before really thinking about it. This is a social network like anything else, you guys. Invite your friends and family to join you on here, to use it with you, and if they say no, or if they have a bunch of questions, give them some information to look at. Okay, don't try to get bogged down with explaining everything to people. Let people make their own minds up. And in the meanwhile, continue to use it. Just use it. Just share your stuff from here. And again, let people make their own minds up. They'll look at the stuff that you're posting. They'll eventually follow you here, or they'll ask you, hey, what's that TSU all about? Okay. Now, again, I just talked about this. Push your posts to Facebook and Twitter. And again, you can also create posts if you're still using the other networks. You can always create posts about TSU, bringing traffic to TSU, using your invite link. Okay, and there's tons of places that you can do that right now. And if you already have an audience on these other networks, generally they will follow you here. Also, I recommend approaching people that you already know. Again, I kind of talked about that, just a moment ago. You want to approach friends and family. And here's the simplest question that you can say to them. And if you'll copy this down, just use this question. Are you on TSU? That's it. Okay. Don't say anything else. Let me repeat that. Only ask this question. Are you on TSU? Okay. Let them respond. Because depending on who you're talking to, they're either already on TSU, they've heard about TSU and for some reason don't want to sign up, or they have never heard of TSU. And this is going to be your most common answer right now. No, what's that? What's TSU? Okay. When they ask you that question, what's TSU? Keep in mind what I've already shown you so far is that you want to be brief. You know, again, another mistake so many people make is they say too much when it comes to inviting people. Okay. Learn how to be brief in the invitation process. So keep it brief as possible. You know, frankly, people that you're talking to online, they don't want to read some long paragraph. I see people do this all the time. Even people who I've trained and told them not to do it, they're still doing it. And those people are struggling, right? Those who are successful are adopting this method. I'm telling you guys, it works. It will work for you. This is what I use. Okay. I ask, are you on TSU? And I keep it simple. I listen to what they have to say, right? I'm not going to just be about me and talk. Again, this mentality will serve you so well. So if it's online, people don't want to read. If it's offline, they don't want to listen. They don't want me talking their ear off, right? So if you're talking to somebody offline and you say, hey, are you already on TSU? Wait for them to respond. Yes, I'm on there. No, I don't want to get on there. Or what's that? What's TSU? This is how they're going to respond. I'm telling you now. Try it and see. Okay? Then you say, it's a social network like Facebook, but it pays. Then what you want to do is, once again, you want to wait for their reaction. And the way they're going to react, they're either going to be like, oh, really? Wow. Pays how much? Right? They're going to have some kind of reaction. And after they react, then you say, would you like an invite? Most of them are going to say yes. And that's when you give them your link. Okay? So that's how you invite people to sign up for TSU. Now, if you're approaching them directly, that's how you do it, folks. Okay? Stop spamming people. Please don't spam people and claim that you're part of my team. I will disown you. Okay? I want to be clear about that. I have to have a disclaimer. I didn't teach you guys that. Don't spam. Don't create 5 paragraphs and send them to everyone and then complain and whine because no one signed up. You did it wrong. Okay? You gave people too much information. You didn't even warm them up first. You just kind of shoved it down their throat. Right? So anyways, make sure people are hungry. Make sure they want to eat before you stuff food in their face. Right? Okay. So wait for their reaction. Would you like an invite? Most of them are going to say, yeah, nah, that's okay. Right? Always respect the answer. Because again, you don't need everybody. You only need a few people. Now, if you've already signed up people and they're struggling, simply show them some more information. You know, there's a website that we've put together for Top Networkers Group. Make sure that you get it. It's got several videos about TSU on the page with the sign up link, for that person so that they can, learn a little bit more about it themselves, learn a little bit more about what they've signed up for, and, take it from there. Okay. Now, make sure that you've taken notes on this section because we're about to move on and close this thing out. Okay. Make sure you guys got all of this down. right? And always keep learning. There are other methods that you can think of to build lists and, you know, have people that are waiting to follow you to stuff. You know, always look into that. Always investigate that. Okay, let's move on. And let's close it out. Let's talk about the most important part here. What is good content? You know, good content, you guys. Content is king. This is going to determine everything. When we talk about building relationships, this is something that you're going to want to understand. The absolute truth about good content is that it is in the eye of the beholder. Anything and everything qualifies as good content. Okay. Now, again, some of you guys are so smart that just confused the hell out of you, and I'm sorry. That was not my intention. What I want you to understand though is that you may be complicating this, you guys. Keep it simple. Now, TSU gives us some limitations: 24 posts a day, 8 shares a day. So use them up. Use those up, you guys. Share stuff, post stuff. You know, there are so many people who I, again, have worked with in the past, and it has helped fuel this training now because I can tell you guys, watch social networking for money. Apply the 5 questions. Then use some of the stuff that we're talking about here. In fact, we talked about good content and even good networking in that official and original video from 2010. Because again, all of that is based on fundamental principles I learned in 1999, right? Fundamentals don't ever change. Okay, it's the same stuff now. But what's awesome about TSU is applying those things will actually earn you money. Okay, that's fantastic. And if you're able to bring people over to this network and teach them how to do the same and duplicate and can continue that process, this can turn into a very, very lucrative business opportunity for you. Even though you and I have been using social networks for years now, finally we have an opportunity to generate money for ourselves. And that's the key, you guys. We need millions and millions of people to be here for this to really, really work out on a grand scale, because that's who advertisers want to reach. They want to reach the masses. So if there's 100,000 people on TSU, that's cool. But if there's 1 million people on TSU, that's better, right? If there's 10 million people on TSU, that's even better. If there's 100 million people on TSU, right? See, this is the scenario we found ourselves in here at TSU. The more awesome, the more people that are on it, the better. So when we talk about good content, and I'm talking to the entire community now, don't be so judgmental of what other people post. It's not your place to judge people for what they post. Your job is to simply find people who post the stuff you like, right? That's it. Okay? That's your job. So don't worry about what other people are posting. And you, as a marketer, while you're posting stuff, or even if you're not a marketer, because not everyone that watches this is going to be a marketer, right? Just keep in mind that what you're posting, it determines who wants to be in a relationship with you, who likes you, who talks to you, who comments on your stuff, who likes your stuff. It's sort of what I talked about earlier. If no one's commenting, no one's liking, no one's right, maybe no one really likes the stuff you're sharing, right? So take the hint. Improve your game. Step it up. Find a way to improve. Now, again, I'm in the industry where we recommend reading books and growing your mind and constantly educating yourself. That's one of the main reasons why you need to do it, so that your content will be good. See, if you don't read books, you don't have enough perspective to relate to enough people to where anybody will really be interested in anything you have to share. You need to always be reading and expanding your mind, your level of interest, your level of knowledge on subjects. This needs to be an ongoing process. Okay? So again, all of the stuff that we've talked about, so far, I hope it's doing something for you. I'm making this to help people. So understand, while you're using social networks, post what you want to post, right? See, what you put on your page, that's cool, right? Whatever it is. See, I hear so many gurus who try to tell people what they should and shouldn't post. Just understand how the law of attraction works. You will attract what you put out there. If you put crap and garbage out there on your social networks, you're going to attract a lot of crap and garbage people. If you're putting out good stuff, you're going to attract some good people. This is just kind of how that thing goes. Okay. Now, of course, one man's trash is another man's Picasso. So depending on what you want to attract, that's how you determine what you're going to post. Does that make sense? Okay. And then the people who like that stuff are going to like it. They're going to comment on it. They're going to share it. It just happens that way. It's always happened that way. It always will. Okay. Now, if you're using social networks to build relationships and to meet new people, again, a great way to do it is through what you choose to share on those sites. Okay. Now, both on your page, keep this in mind, and on theirs. Again, when you're on their page, it's about them. Be other people centered. Okay. Right. Because this is going to reflect how people view you. So if you're on their page spamming, if you're on their page talking about yourself, they're going to either block you, delete your comments, or something like that. They're not going to like you very much. And, unfortunately, this is just what happens all the time in life, that there are people who are so much about themselves that they just turn everybody off. I mean, I can think of so many people who I just don't even associate with because every time I'm around them, it's always about them. Always. Like I've never heard them ever ask me about me ever, in spite of me showing that interest. And, that's something that you'll find too. Sometimes as you're out here building relationships and going to other folks' pages and leaving comments and interacting and reaching out, sometimes you'll meet people who just don't reach back. That's fine. That we call it sorting here at Top Networkers Group, here in the network marketing industry. That's what we do. Professionals sort. Everybody else who's an amateur, they sell. They send people paragraphs. They try to talk folks into stuff when they say no, right? They're trying to outsmart everybody. Those are the amateurs. But we're professionals here at Top Networkers Group, you guys. And while you're doing this, here's what we want to remind you of and leave you with. While you're doing it, while you're doing your networking, understand what your work is about. Your work is about others. Zig Ziglar said, if you help enough other people get what they want, you will by default get what you want. Avoid being a self-centered, drive-by social networker. So in other words, don't just drive by people's profiles. Don't just drop one-worded comments on everything. I mean, sometimes one word fits. But if that's your MO all the time, hey, that gets tiring. Be genuine. If a post really moves you to say more than a couple of words, say more than a couple of words. Be genuine. Get to know other people through what they post. Comment, talk to them about the stuff that they're sharing. Be a top networker, guys. Be a professional. Sort people, find people, because as you're interacting with people, you'll find out who they are and they'll find out who you are. And then partnering up in business, that's an afterthought. People don't join companies, people join people. Look, thank you all for watching this part and this portion of the training. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to close it out, but I want to just kind of show you a couple of things real quick here on TSU as we close this thing out. Now, I've only been on TSU for 3 weeks here. Okay. And here's what I want to show you guys. If I can get back to my screen, show you guys this and let's close it out. Okay. Shout out to the family tree. 36 children and a network of 309. Again, look how awesome the network is. Look how awesome the family tree is. They really put in a ton of work. But also what I want to show you guys is I do have 1,000 friends. I do have 1,000 followers. And like I said, I've only been on here for 3 weeks. Okay. So this stuff I just got through training, it works. Use it. How do you think I got 36 children? From doing the stuff I'm telling you guys right now. So if you're at a point where you're struggling to have children, and again, keep this in mind, a lot of the people that I recruit and deal with and network with, they're awesome. Trust me, they're way more awesome than I am. Some of them are still sleeping, but when they wake up, watch out. Okay, we've got some awesome people. They're already doing an awesome job, as you can see. Okay, and many of them are also using stuff that we've been training and teaching. It works if you work it, you guys. Okay, but here's what I want to show you. Let's go to my analytics real quick. Quickly. We definitely want to close this thing out. 3 weeks old, you guys, 60,000 views. Now, I'm actually venturing into my 4th week now. Okay, I actually signed up on the 27th of, or the 24th. Sorry, the 25th. Yeah, okay. The 25th of October. No, sorry, the 24th, and then only the 25th. As you guys can see, I started out with just a few views there, 44. I was kind of just getting started. Then it grew to 724. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, how was I generating so many views so quickly? From doing the stuff that I'm telling you. You utilizing hashtags, and if you're really one of my insiders, I'll give you a few more tips. Again, if you're part of the Top Networkers group, if you're part of the family tree, just reach out. Tell me that you watch this video here, and you want a few more tips, and I'll definitely share a few more tips with you on how I'm generating these views. Again, a lot of what I told you already is part of it. Hashtags. Interacting, engaging with others, they engage back. It's just how it happens, you guys. It's natural. As you guys can see, one of my best days, almost 4,000 views. Dropped a little bit, but still pretty good over the long haul. Just imagine getting this many views right now on your website or on your Facebook right now. Just understand that my Twitter subscribers have gone up. My YouTube subscribers, I've had tons of people opt in to my list. So in addition to all the marketing I already have out there, this has been a beneficial tool for me. And again, I love the analytics because you can kind of see what's going on with each post, quick snapshot for the week. So that's pretty awesome too. But the main thing I'm showing you guys, it is November 18th. So we haven't even been here for a full month yet. That will be sometime next week here, right on, I believe, Monday will be the 24th, and that will be a full 30 days. Okay, so 3 weeks in, here's my 4th one that we're on right now. We're embarking on that week as of today, and it's been an awesome ride so far. Now I'm gonna show you guys this, but look, we cover this all the time, and we'll cover it again. This is a combination of the family tree and also the interaction. Okay, because we're getting paid on all the stuff that you just saw. We're getting paid on the views, the comments, the likes. Okay, shares, which is sort of a misinformation that's kind of going around. We're not really getting paid on shares. What's happening is when your post gets shared, more people see it. Your views. That's what goes up when your post gets shared. Okay, the person who shares what you posted, again, it's not going to make them any more money than usual. It's just another post that's going to generate money. That's the thing that you guys have to understand. Every one of your posts are generating money right now on social networks, on Pinterest, on Facebook, on Twitter. Every single one of your videos on YouTube or on Vine is generating money for those owners. Every single one of them, right? So that's what's happening here on Sue. You're getting paid on every single post you've ever made. See, when I understood that, I stopped putting stuff on Facebook, and I see some people who are doing both. Look, if you can avoid it, avoid it. I'm just being real, because here's my Facebook. Let me close these down here. Shout outs. Okay. As soon as that loads up, what you're going to see is that these very same posts that are on my TSU are also on my Facebook. Okay. So the people who are already following me, who are friends on Facebook, they can see every post I make. So why would I put that on Facebook by itself and not monetize it? Right? Like that just doesn't make sense to me, and I hope you understand that too if you're listening. Okay? I'm not against Mark Zuckerberg making his billions from my content. But what I understand is we need everyone who's on Facebook to understand what I just shared right now. If you have a TSU account and you're putting stuff directly on Facebook, that's not making you any money. It's going to make Mark some money, though. So be smart about it. That's all I'm saying, right? Look, from TSU, same post. I mean, it looks just like anything else. People can like it just like they do now, right? Folks can like stuff and comment on stuff just like they do now. These are all TSU posts, you guys. This right here is a post planner post because I've got some of those going too, right? It looks like Facebook is having some challenges right now. Okay. And we're real close to closing this thing out. Let's see if we can get a few more of those to load up. But if not, we'll just go ahead and wrap this thing up here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just wanted to do a real quick check. Yeah. Awesome. So look, but look, there are more people who are liking it, who are commenting on it here than are on the other page there, right? And again, this is something that we talked about. A lot of people are seeing a difference in their engagement on Facebook, and some people have really good engagement on Facebook. They post something and they average a bunch of likes, a bunch of comments on everything that they do. And I'm just going to be honest with you. Those are some of the very people who need to be on TSU. Now, they have to come to this conclusion on their own, though, right? They have to realize this on their own, that, wait a minute, my content is generating so much money right now for others that I might as well get a few pennies and a few dollars a day for what I'm sharing. Okay. Now, this is what I wanted to show you was the bank account there, but let's just pull up the whole page here as well. We're going to close this thing out here. Okay. Again, shout out to everybody in the 1K club. All right. We're going to attempt to do something here in just a moment. Okay. Again, all my posts that are over here, except for maybe this post here. This is like a TSU only post. Same with this when I shared something on TSU. And as you see, every post is getting likes and comments, primarily because people do have an incentive to like stuff, and that's cool. But again, those of us who are using it right, we're already starting to build relationships with new people, and that's the awesome part of social networking. The money is just the back end, right? Look, some people are averaging more than what I'm making right now, and some of you are going to make less every day unless you're doing the stuff that we're telling you to do. getting those followers up. That helps so much because you're getting so many more views that way, and also inviting children to, or inviting people. They call them children, but it's really and truly just the terminology to help you understand the relationship of where you fall. So, for example, if you need some help, you kind of know who your parent and your grandparents are, so you can kind of go and So I kind of like that terminology, but again, the royalties here. This is something that you want to understand, that this is based on what you're generating every day, because you're generating something every day, and they're going to fluctuate. But this is 3 weeks. Facebook's never paid me a dime, and we don't have millions and millions of users yet. So the amount of money that I'm generating now, imagine where this will be a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Give it 5 years. Again, keep doing all the stuff that we talked about. Keep using it, keep pushing content, keep inviting people, share information, show them videos, post stuff. Let them see how it's used. They'll come over on their own, you guys. You don't have to push it. Let it happen. Right? Okay. Good luck to everybody out there. Thank you for watching this video. As always, this has been brought to you by Top Networkers Group, where we are creating professional network marketers who make professional money. We'll see you at the very top, you guys. Thanks for watching.